Good morning, guys.
Good morning, Jenny. Good morning.
I know. Tom Brady should retire. And Aaron Rodgers is now the MVP. And Dak is still in a slump. And I don't care because all that really matters is how about them Cowboys?
No.
Merry Christmas to us. We are 10-4, baby, and we're coming for that 1 seed, and you are in trouble.
You told me if there was a choice between the Bucs and the Cowboys, you choosing Tom Brady. That's what you told me.
Not anymore.
So now you don't give it. Tom, that's your man.
Shannon, scale of 1 to 10, how impressed were you?
I gave him a 3. I gave the defense a 10, and I gave the offense a -2. Because the offense is, I don't know what's going on. Skip, I don't know what's going on with Dak. You're protecting a lead. And what does he do? For the second week in a row, he turned the ball over, and all you're trying to do is just run out the clock, get out of there, don't get anybody injured. And last week it was a pick 6. This week he's got outside of the pocket, gets stripped from behind. Skip, he's not playing well. That has to be concerning, considering the star power, the firepower that you had on that side of the ball. But the defense is saving the day. I like what the defense is doing is that when we play a team that's inferior to us, we're going to make them look really, really bad. And that's what they do. They take the ball away. They hit your quarterback. Skip, Mike Glennon, I'm just still trying to figure out how he get a job, how he keeps getting job because he's awful. What was his numbers yesterday? 13 of 24 for 99 yards. 3 interceptions. 13 of 24.
I once watched my Vanderbilt Commodores just terrorize Mike Glennon in a bowl game, believe it or not, and intercept him 4 times.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yes. And hold on. Didn't they get rid of Russell Wilson in North Carolina State for Mike Glennon? Was that true? I think they did. Skip, this is ridiculous. But Cowboys defense, Micah didn't do a whole lot yesterday, but D-Law and Gregory and the rest of that front 7 got home. And when you throw the ball up for grabs like that, more times than not, one of them DBs gonna come down with it. Trayvon Diggs, don't throw it in his direction. Don't throw it in his direction because you're going to come down with it. They're doing a great job of capitalizing. When you put the ball in harm's way, we make sure you're going to be harmed. But, Skip, my concern for your team, the Cowboys are going to win the division. We knew that from about 5 weeks ago. The question that I have is that when is the Cowboys offense going to hold up their end of the bargain? Because they haven't done that. I mean, to go to Kansas City, they get 9 points. The defense held Patrick Mahomes to 19 points. That should get you a win against Patrick Mahomes. You didn't let him score 29. You didn't let him score 39. You held him to under 20, which doesn't happen very often, especially at home.
Yep.
And then the Broncos just scored 16. And the Broncos, we saw they lost again yesterday. Hope Teddy Bridgewater is doing well. But that's the concern for me. I gave them a 3 because I think your offense is a -2, but your defense get a 10. So when you factor that in there, Skip, that's what I rounded you out to.
Okay. I will go you one better. My final takeaway from this game was scale of 1 to 10, a 2 on the impressive scale.
Okay.
Because it left me limp because of the offense. Dak Prescott is still in a horrendous, inexplicable slump. He was having trouble throwing swing passes accurately. Backs are having to reach down at their feet.
Yeah.
And I know it gets windy and unpredictably gusty there in New York, New Jersey, but still, that's not my guy.
No.
And when I look at a stat sheet and I see that my 3 wideouts, look at this, they caught 11 total balls for 90 total yards. CD had 2 big drops, but he seems completely out of sync and out of rhythm with Dak. And he caught 6 for 50 yards, and Gallup caught 3 for 32 yards.
What you going to do with Coop, though? The 2
Coop
for 8.
on the road, as usual. He disappeared. 2 for 8 yards. Okay. I went into this year telling you I think I have the 3 best receivers as triplets in the league. Not yesterday. So I'm going to give you all the above. I'm going to give you that my defense is now my offense because it just kept giving Dak gimmies.
Yes.
Here, we'll just give you the ball
Short
here.
field
Surely
after
you can do this. You can do this. I got it. But when the night cleared, I sat back and I realized my team is now tied for the NFL lead in takeaways, tied for the lead with 31 takeaways. My team is running away with the interception lead with 23. My team has now risen up in turnover ratio, which is the tell-all end-of-the-world statistic in pro football, now tied with Green Bay at plus 12 for second. Okay, that works.
Right.
We're 10-4. Last night, I couldn't even get it in my head because I can't remember 10-4.
Right.
It doesn't feel like 10-4, but we are 10-4, and we do have games left against Washington at home. I think we can win that one. Arizona, the wheels have all come off.
They have.
They lost at Detroit and looked bad doing it. They got blown off the field at Detroit. So are you sure we can't beat Arizona?
You should be able to
get some
beat them.
revenge,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, which leads to at Philadelphia. It's a rivalry game. It's a hard place for us to play, but we've been better on the road than we've been at home. Do I think we could beat Philly? Yes, I do.
Do you believe you can beat Philly with your offense playing as poorly as they're playing currently?
I keep saying no, but then my defense plays so powerfully, so overwhelmingly, so suffocatingly that it tilts the playing field back to our side.
Right.
And my team is winning in spite of this slump of Dak's, in spite of Mike McCarthy, who was at it again at the end of the half yesterday, and maybe even in spite of Dan Quinn, because as much credit as he gets, I'm going to say it one more time, and I think Cowboy Nation doesn't want to hear me say this, but the misuse of Micah Parsons has become criminal. It's like somebody should pay in court for this. Maybe I'll take him to court. And I don't know whose fault it is. I assume it's Dan Quinn's. It could be Mike McCarthy's fault. He might be overseeing and overriding.
He played a lot of the Mike backer yesterday.
Okay, he's graded as the single best pass rusher in pro football. And yesterday we hit bottom because half the game yesterday, to 2/3 of the game, he's dropped back into pass coverage. What are you doing? He's decent back there. He's sort of shockingly good back there.
Broke up a play with Galladay.
Okay.
I think, was that Galladay that he broke up the play with?
It was Galladay. If we could see that play, it was actually a 3rd and 5 at the 17-yard line. And he's dropping into coverage, and he says, go, I got this. I got you. I would have thrown the flag on that because he did not look back for the ball. He just ran right through him, but he at least ran off target, you know, where he didn't hit him straight face to face. And I'm sure the ref thought about it for a second, because if you throw that flag, they're going to score 7.
Yeah.
But instead, it held them to 3 points. So it became a pretty significant defensive play.
Correct.
He made it at the goal line covering a wideout. Guess what his stats were for the game? My man, Micah Parsons, 11 from heaven, as I call them, Micah's Marauders. They weren't yesterday. They belonged to DeMarcus Lawrence, because he was laying down the law.
Lawrence Gregory. That front four got after
it got after Mike Glennon, for what it's worth. But the point was, look what Micah has. He gets 1 assisted tackle. He has no sacks, no pressures, no nothing, because they didn't let him rush the passer. And they won anyway. They won in spite of all that. And then I got to go to the end of the half, because this just drives me out of my mind. But there's a play at the end of the half where, if we could see what happened, there's a pass to Dalton Schultz, who's become Dak's only favorite target. And this is with 16 seconds left. And you got to get the ball back. You got to get the ball. You got to spot it. You got to spot it. And they're waiting. And Dak's looking at the sideline. Should we call timeout?
Just call timeout.
What do you want to do? What are you doing? What are we doing?
Well, you call timeout as soon as he catches it.
Okay, so it goes from 16 seconds down to 3 seconds.
Timeout.
Okay, well, can't you at least get one more crack at the end zone? You could have if you rushed.
If I'd call timeout.
Yeah. If you look like you were a well-coached, well-oiled machine, couldn't you have gotten at least one throw at the end zone?
Yeah.
Yes, you could have. Here we go again with just incomprehensible clock management, right? By drop the Mike McCarthy, because get him out of the way.
Right.
I don't know. He just gets overwhelmed on the sidelines. He's an innocent bystander, or not so innocent bystander, and that's what I have to put up with. But at the end of the day, I look at this and I say, look what my defense did. You want to talk about an offense of a defense? If we could see in order all the plays that they made yesterday, they actually made 6 big plays, if we could see them. First one is the first interception, and it's off D-Law's pass rush. Glennon up in the air.
You see D-Law at that D-tackle spot on the pass rush, Skip.
There's Jordan Lewis. And then here's the big
punch out by D-Law.
These are just score. There's the 4th down play, which they just suffocated. Glennon tried to sneak it, and that was clear at the 29-yard line. Here's the other throw. Guess who? Malik Hooker gets into the act. Here's Glennon trying to make a 4th down again. Oh, I'm sorry, this is the interception he just throws it up for grabs.
Yeah.
And there's the final throw. That's from Fromm, the backup, trying to go on 4th down. Well, if you make either of those throws, if you make the one Diggs caught or that Fromm throw, you cut it to a 1-score game. So we're teetering on 21-6, and it could have been 21-13 or 14, right?
Skip, I don't think at no point in time was Dallas felt threatened with Mike Glennon as their quarterback. If you look at the way they approached the game, they didn't really do anything exotic. They just said front four, just go hunt.
Yep.
We're just going to play coverage behind it, knowing that he's not going to be able to throw the ball accurately or effectively, and that's what they did. But the thing that has to concern you, Skip, is that let's just say for the sake of argument, and you know the Cowboys defense is due a bad game sometime between the last 3 games and maybe a playoff game. Considering how poorly your offense is playing, if your defense doesn't take the ball away 3-4 times a game, if they don't give the Cowboys...
And by the way, that's 3 straight games of 4.
Right.
Okay, go ahead.
If they don't give your offense short fields, you feel comfortable. Dak yesterday threw it 37 times, 217 yards. That's less than 6 yards attempt. They had another 4 turnovers. I mean, Dak had another turnover when he was protecting the lead.
Yep.
You feel comfortable if your defense doesn't get 4 turnovers, your offense can generate offense on their own?
Well, obviously, at this moment, I do not. But I still say, let's take a look at Zeke's first touchdown run. This gave me heart and hope. This was 13 yards of Zeke after the first interception gave him such great field position. That looked like 2016 to me. That was body lean, downhill, head of steam. I'm not going to be denied, running through both safeties for a touchdown. Okay, I saw that, and I like that. And it made me feel better about Zeke because I do think he's getting slightly healthier with his banged-up knee, whatever's wrong with it.
Right.
And I was shocked to see Tony Pollard made a little bit of a difference yesterday, and I thought he might be gone for the season with a torn, they said, plantar fascia. Torn?
Yeah.
Will he look fine to me?
Yeah, I don't know about that torn.
Okay. Or didn't he look like...
Unless you're a fast healer.
Well, that's miraculous, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's almost like Tiger Woods stuff, because what Tiger did yesterday was beyond comprehension to me 10 months after he nearly had his leg amputated.
Correct.
Well, this is kind of in the ballpark of that. What a miraculous rise from the quote-unquote dead by Tony Pollard. So I got that going for me. And I still say that one of these games, Dak is going to snap out of it. I don't want to hear after the game he makes a big deal out of, oh, yeah, he volunteered. We had a bet with the defense, turnovers versus touchdowns.
Well, you're losing.
Okay, you're losing. And then he said, but we'll get even. And then he stopped and said, no, I don't think we want to get even. Because you don't. Because they're all you got right now, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so, but I don't want to hear about some cutesy story about we got a bet with the defense. I care about you.
Right.
I don't want to deflect off you.
Okay.
How about you?
Well, yeah, because what he do is, Skip, he's like, oh, but look at the defense. They're getting these turnovers, so it don't really matter how bad I play yet, but it does.
It does.
Really
I mean, if they're going to go places like I think they have a chance to go places.
Yes.
So if we could quickly see a couple of bad Dak plays. There's one at 3rd and 4th to 12. This is 1:55 left in the second quarter. And this is where I think Dak snap out of it, step into a throw, make a throw. And it was kind of like Brady last night. You can't take this sack. And both blitzers come completely free. They didn't block either one of those guys. Well, you're better than that. Just get rid of the football. Do your receivers not see hot? Do they not? That's just bad football, and all of a sudden it pushes you completely back into a 42-yard field goal, and Zerline took Dak off the hook for that one because he made it, okay? So then we get to the one you're talking about, the late fumble. This is all the way down to, 8:19 in the fourth quarter. It's 2nd and 10 at the Dallas 27. You said they're trying to just get out of town. You're just trying to get to the bus at that point, right?
Yeah, don't get anybody hurt or anything like
just
that.
Get to the bus, and you do this, and you don't see that. It's just bad football, and it's bad quarterback play, and it scares me. But I still say that, as Jerry said, remember those quotes from last week? I believe with all my fiber that this is the man who can snap out of this. Well, I do too. And I thought it might be yesterday against a pretty mediocre Giants defense, but it wasn't yesterday. No. Okay? Can it be against Washington? Can it be against Arizona? Can it be at Philly?
What if he doesn't snap out of it till next year? Here's the thing, Skip. Come playoff time, you got to probably have to see Rodgers. You're going to have to see Tom Brady. The 49ers are playing a lot better, Skip.
Yep.
With the way they run the football, their defense is getting after Nick Bosa. He might be comeback player of the year after an ACL. He got 15 sacks now. So they can get after you. It's not like you're going to be playing. There are no Mike Glennons once you get to the playoffs, Skip. There are none of those quarterbacks. Okay. There is no Jake Fromm's.
I will give you this. I look at 3 straight weeks of Taysom Hill. Then it started Taylor Heineke, and it went to Kyle Allen.
Yes.
So I'll give you both of those as kind of backup quality quarterbacks. And then yesterday, Mike Glennon. So I'm going to give you, we terrorized 3 straight sort of backup type quarterbacks, maybe 4 if you throw in Kyle Allen.
Right.
And he actually made a throw that you said could have put them back in the game. Remember the one?
Yeah. The guy Carter dropped it. Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm going to give you all the above. But I still believe that turnovers are nothing but contagious. It's the most contagious thing that happens in all of sports is creating turnovers. And once you start getting tastes of turnovers, you get ravenous. You start hunting. You get hungry for turnovers.
Well, I might have to take Tampa out of that because Brady is starting to turn the ball over at an alarming rate.
Okay.
Your guy, Skip, is turning it over. You know that, right? The interceptions, the fumbles, he's got 14.
Okay, I got it. But there's one man in all of sports I don't bet against with the money pushed to the middle
I
of the table.
I wouldn't have bet against him yesterday. See, now I'd have been broke. You tell me don't bet against the man. I'd have been belly up.
Okay, but that's when the money gets pushed to the middle of the table.
There wasn't no money on the table yesterday.
Are they still going to win the division?
That ain't saying much.
Okay, are they? Yes.
Let me ask you a question. That division is slightly better than the NFC East only because of New Orleans.
Yep.
You already know that the NFC East is some trash.
Okay, I'll give you that. But I still love what I'm seeing from my football team. I love the swagger.
You love what you're seeing from your defense.
Okay, they're starting to play like Dallas Cowboys used to play.
Oh, defensively or offensively?
Just the whole flow of the team. The way they handle themselves. They walk out on the field, they look like Dallas Cowboys to me.
Troy played this bad at 6 years into the league? Troy Aikman. He look like Dak looking right now?
No, he did
What about
not.
Emmett? You mean to tell me Emmett? Hold on.
Troy might have a game here or there, but not like, what are we up to, 6 or 7?
So what about Emmett? You ever saw Emmett have a game where he averaged like 2 yards, 3 yards a carry?
Nope.
What about Michael? You think Michael was going to lead a game with 2 catches for 8 yards?
Did we look like we could run the ball yesterday? Yep, we did.
Yeah, but no, hold on. No, you ran the ball. Pollard ran the ball, had a couple of pop plays, but really?
Well, that Zeke run for a touchdown was impressive to me.
And then outside of that, he averaged 2 yards a carry.
Okay.
2.6 a carry.
Okay,
You good
I'll
with
take that? Yep, I'm good with that because of Tony Pollard. I still love what I am seeing. I got a good feel for this football team, and I believe it could win a couple of playoff games. And if it gets the 1 seed, you're going to be in big trouble.
Y'all ain't going to get the 1 seed. You know that. You already know who got the gorilla seed. I told you who was going to get the 1 seed 6 weeks ago. The same guy I told you going to win the MVP. I said you counted him out. 30 tubs, 4 picks. Can I interest you in that?
And who do they play on Christmas Day at home?
You want some of that?
Baker.
Yeah, okay.
Baker.
Can I get a bet?
What if Baker does you in?
I like the matchup.
Baker got to worry about tonight.
I believe we still have the tiebreaker over Green Bay.
What about Baker tonight? What are you going to do tonight?
Well, we'll see if he even plays. I hope he's going to play.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.